Hello. I have not been on here in so long. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about being on social media. Hi, how is everyone doing? Oh my gosh, I am so excited to see you guys. I haven't been on here in a while, right? Hey. So, I really was driving in the car a little while ago, listening to my gospel music, and I was like, hey, Robert! And I was like, oh my gosh, hi, Angie, I'm good. How are you? I was sitting there and I was like, I have not talked to anyone in so long. It's been months, right? Since I, went through a whole ordeal, and I have been like in recovery from dealing with a traumatic event. And so I am like, I feel like I have renewed. You know how like a caterpillar is in that little cocoon? Hey, Nadine, you know how a caterpillar is in the cocoon, right? And they turn into a butterfly. I feel like that's what I've been for the last few months. Just going through the motions of healing my body physically, and then spiritually reconnecting to God, and emotionally balancing myself, right? And so that's what I've been doing. And so I am back. When I tell you I am invigorated, and I have so many awesome things for you guys. So many. Seriously. So what I'm going to be doing, and I wanted to make sure all of you are on my YouTube channel, because we're going to be vlogging. From now on, we're going to start vlogging. And what I'm going to be doing in the vlogs, I'm going to be actually showing day to day of the alkaline living, how people transition. I'm going to be transitioning my best friend. So that's going to be on the vlog. So you guys can see if any of you are still eating meat, dairy, and things of that nature. I'm going to begin to transition my best friend, and so you're gonna see the whole transition, because I don't believe in like cold turkey and people and just one day they're eating meat, next day they're eating alkaline. And so I'm gonna show you guys how I do meal preparations and things like that when I'm transitioning someone. I'm gonna be vlogging and recording how I eat, because I do eat weird. I am an alkaline eater, and I do eat very weird. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to be showing you guys my whole weight loss journey, my exercise physiology. So all of this is going to be in recordings. And so this is going to be really, really interesting for me. So I'm really excited about that. And so we're going into a new wave. I really believe the year of 2020 was a year to sit people down and finally get people to focus on who they are. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that God has been dealing with me about. It never fails. I get on these videos. I think it's because I'm looking at myself. It never fails. So, I think one of the biggest things this year is God had to help me to find out who I was. Because even though I have been in this alkaline game for so long, helping so many people, and when I say helping so many people, I really believe that I have not even scratched the surface of what God has for me to do with you guys. And so one of the things that the Lord has really been ministering unto me about is things that he needs me to do with you guys. Okay, so I am super excited. You guys are about to see some stuff coming out. And he's been really dealing with me about my own personal journey. And so I'm excited about that, right? A lot of things in all of our personal lives, we have these little weak spots, right? And so the Lord has been dealing with me in my sit down time in 2020 about making those weak spots strong. And so that's what I've been doing. And so I'm excited about that. Different things that I'm doing in my personal life. So if you have ordered from the website, and you haven't gotten it yet, don't worry, because we're finally back up fully running. We were really, really, really running on a very partial. Hey, Maggie. We were running on a partial staff. Seriously, it was one point where it was just only me. I mean, the COVID really took hit us really hard. The shipping carriers weren't half shipping and things of that nature, so business slowed down a lot. But it seems like stuff is leveling off now, and we can ship at a much faster rate. So don't worry if you haven't gotten your stuff. Trust me, it's coming. All because we had a lot of older orders we've been knocking out for the last few days, and now we are working on August orders. All August orders will be out within the next 7 days, and I'm making sure I expedite ship everything so you guys can get them fast, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. And going forward, anything on the website that you order will be either a 1-day turnaround for the shipment or a 4-day. Okay, so it all depends on what you order. If you order something that's simple, it'll be 1 day. But if you order like the packages where I have to prepare multiple things in the package and prepare them for you and things of that nature, that's going to be up to 4 days. Okay, no longer than that. We are back to full staffing. Okay, so one of the things that I want to start working with a lot of you guys is getting back focused. Okay, it's very easy to lose focus. The enemy sends distractions our way constantly, and you have to be so careful and guard your heart. Okay, that's where God's will is for your life, is to do certain things, and the enemy always attacks your heart. And so one of the biggest things that you have to practice is guarding your heart. You have to watch out for your friends. You have to watch out for your circles. You have to watch out for your family. I mean, because the enemy will use anybody to try to destroy you. And so you have to be very careful in guarding yourself. Okay? And one of the areas that I found that people get self-destructive and sabotage themselves is in their eating. You know, that's one of the most beautiful acts of self-love, is for you to be eating to make your body healthy. Right? To make your body healthy. And so when you are abusing your body with poor eating habits, you really are hurting yourself and really shortening the will of God for your life. And so you have to make sure that you and God cocoon, and that God is able to deal with you on why you are sabotaging your calling. Okay? Because yes, you can carry out the will of God for your life eating all kind of garbage, but remember this: the less your body is able to repair itself, the shorter your life becomes. Let's be all real. You know, yes, somebody could live to be 120 eating pork every day, but how likely is that? How likely is that? Because the average person that eats pork every day doesn't live to be 120. Okay? And this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about abnormalities where 1 out of 10,000 people. We're talking about the average, because the average person on these sad diets do not live past 50. Okay? In all honesty. And so we need to start taking better care of our bodies, protecting the calling that God has on our lives, because each and every one of you was sent into this earth for a divine appointment. A divine appointment. And even myself, you know, and I had to repent before God about allowing myself to be distracted and not carrying out the will of God for my life recently. So God really had to refocus me, right? Because I have been so distracted by all kind of foolishness and mayhem that I have not been out here helping people that are children of the Most High God to do battle in their bodies and reclaim their health. And you know, it's not cute, guys. Just like I have a divine calling and purpose, and when I'm not on that divine calling and purpose, it could affect your health because I'm supposed to help you get healthy. You have divine callings and purposes as well. It is up to you to find out what they are, because your divine callings and purposes are to help other people. Your callings and purposes are not for yourself. They're for other people. And you have to Figure out what those callings are so that you can help people. That's where your fulfillment is going to come from. Okay? I want you to understand that. So, I don't know if anybody is making any comments because it's not showing me comments. Hold on. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Okay? So, I just want you guys to know that. So, if anyone's making comments, I'm not seeing them. So, it is what it is. Hey. Yeah, last time I did a live, it didn't show the comments that after I cut it off, and then all the comments popped up. So Facebook sometimes is doing some weird stuff. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there because I need you guys to understand that you have a purpose as well. And even though your purpose is not my purpose, you still have one. And it is your responsibility to take care of your body because you cannot carry out God's will for your life if you're sick. It just doesn't happen like that. Thank you, Robert. I miss you too. It's been so long. I know since I've really been out here talking to people and everything, you guys will start to see me regularly again. I'm finally back focused. So you will see me regularly again. Okay, so I'm going to start doing these back in rotation like I used to. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I need you guys to get healthy. Okay. Because your healthiness is the portal for your calling and your happiness. In all seriousness. A lot of you can't figure out what you're supposed to be doing. Why did God send you here? But that's why, because you're still on the baby steps of even finding out what your calling is, because you haven't dealt with your flesh issues with your eating habits. Okay. And so I really implore everyone. I am starting initiatives again, putting groups together, different things of that nature, so that you guys can refocus. Start back cleansing your body. Start back changing your eating habits again. It is never too late. Use your what people consider failures as a catapult for your success. Just because you did something and it did not pan out or did not work does not mean it was not God's will. God uses things that we think are setbacks to lift us up higher, to take us further in our calling. I see myself yawning on camera. Now I'm yawning constantly. Excuse me. So I want you to understand that, okay? Just because this didn't work out or that didn't work out does not mean it's a failure. It may have been a failure in your mind, but you will see that that thing taught you something. You learned lessons from it. You grew from it. You developed from it. And it's making you a stronger person. And that is exciting. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for everything that I've been through, negative or positive. And although it hurts to go through negative stuff, I'm telling you, it is for your benefit. Yeah, I had to just thank God for a negative situation I just went through. And I mean, when I tell you this one hurt really bad because I got multiple negative things that hit me all at one time. So this wasn't just a regular attack. I'm definitely going to, I have went to a higher level in the spirit realm because, you know, when you go higher, your attacks get greater. They get stronger, but they don't have the oomph. They still can't knock you out, but they definitely are different from them little attacks, them little minions and stuff like that you had attacking you when you were on another level, when you were at a lower level. But this time, I'm serious when I tell you, I got attacked from every single angle all at one time. And the enemy thought he was going to destroy me. But when I tell you that it made me stronger than I ever have been, it helped me to develop a level of faith that I have never had before. I have never had before. It took me to a level that I don't think I could have got to without the pain, without the negativity, without the enemies in my camp. You know, and so I am amazed and I love God because He uses the strangest things to grow and develop us. And it's so funny that the enemy thinks that he has things that he has people And usually the enemy will try to get people that you have an emotional attachment to, that he can use as a puppet. And they will attack you, or they will do things to you that seemingly is like asinine and crazy. And like, why in the world are all these people coming up against me? All I do is love these people. What is up? But God showed me some things. Number one, in the Bible, if you ever notice, when someone was going into greatness, God always separated them from their family and from everyone that they were familiar with. And the reason why is because the enemy will try to use those people as an anchor to hold you back. This is why a lot of you, when you guys decided that you were going to turn away from your poor eating habits and you were going to go alkaline, this is why your hating family was trying to pull you back in. Talking about you think you better than us because you want to eat, you don't want to eat meat anymore. You think you better than us because you don't want to drink, do dairy. This is why, because the enemy does not want you to go into God's will for your life. Even in your eating, your praying, your conduct, all of these things. And so the enemy will use people that you have an emotional attachment to, okay, that you have an emotional attachment to come against you, to try to force you back into that person that you used to be. Who is calling me? And so you have to understand that when you are at a point where you are elevating yourself spiritually, emotionally, physically, you can expect the people that you have an emotional attachment to come at you as an anchor. Okay? You have to be able to be willing to let people go that you have an emotional attachment to. Why do you think God told Abraham to get away from his people? Why do you think that Jacob had to go away from everything he was familiar with? Why do you think Joseph had to go away from whatever he was familiar with? There are purposes behind detaching yourself. And that's not to say that you need to turn your back on people. But what I'm saying is that you have to guard yourself against the people that you have emotional attachments with, especially if they are unbelievers, because the enemy will try to use them to destroy you. Okay, that doesn't mean I never said you're not supposed to pray for them. You're not supposed to love them or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you have to put on that full armor of God and protect yourself and your calling, because your calling is greater than yourself. Your calling is greater than your family. Do you understand that each and every one of you was sent into this world to shake up nations? Okay, you are a representative of the Most High God. And I can't say that enough. You have to protect your calling, because people's lives are on the line waiting on you. And I had to get this revelation for myself. I said I have allowed myself to be distracted long enough. Too many people are out here waiting on me to manifest, to help them come into their place. And so I'm back. And so if you have not subscribed to my YouTube, it says Reflections Healing. Make sure you subscribe ASAP, because we're going to start vlogging around September 1st. Okay. We're going to be doing that because it's important for you to understand the process of the journey in going into, especially if you want to eat alkaline. I don't like how people get on the internet in these groups and things of that nature and try to pretend like just woke up one day and just started eating alkaline and they've just been that way ever since. No. There is a transition that takes place. There is withdrawals that take place. There are setbacks. There are days where you want to give up. There are days where you end up eating stuff you have no business eating. This is all a part of the journey. Okay, it's all a part of the journey. Most of what we go through is in our mind. Remember, Joyce Meyer dropped that book a long time ago called The Battlefield of the Mind. That was the best book I could have ever read in my life, because it's the truth. 90% of the drama that goes on is really in your head. Okay, you are your worst enemy a lot of times. Not everybody else. because you fail to heed to the Holy Spirit. When the Holy Spirit tells you to drop someone or to back up off of somebody, disassociate yourself with somebody, that person's not for you. Don't do that. And you go and do it anyway, okay? You go do it anyway, then get mad when the outcome is negative. And I'm no different, guys. I'm no different, because the enemy, the Lord told me, period, do not, under any circumstances, attach yourself to a certain person. And I did it anyway. And boy, oh boy, woo, it was like fire. When you are with the wrong person, they can take the J out of joy. I'm telling you. But it's all good. You learn and you grow. Okay? And so that's where we're at right now. I want some commitment from you guys. We are redoing this thing. We are growing in this thing. And I want some commitment, because it's time for us to get this together. We're not going into 2021 on no bull crap. Okay? We are going to get on a higher level with God. We are going to grow spiritually. We are going to get our bodies together physically. And we are going to emotionally get ourselves tight. Okay? Because 2021 is really catapulting us as believers. You have to understand something. God has postured us this year. We are postured. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you need to spend more time in prayer. In all seriousness, and you'll get it there. God has postured us this year, because there are some things that is about to shift in 2021, and you have to be ready. You have to be walking in what He called you to do in order for you to get the promises. And so 2020 is your preparation year. You got a few more months to go, so let's get it. It's time. Let's eat right. Okay, let's get our minds right. Okay. One of the things that I'm on now is a journey of forgiveness. I traditionally, in my past, was a very unforgiving person. And so I am really on a journey of forgiveness, letting go of things that people have done to me. Because in all honesty, when somebody is not even with God or have a covenant with God, they really don't have no control over themselves anyway. Charlotta, what's going on? They don't have no control over themselves. They're puppets for the enemy, you know. And so we have to understand that. Girl, Toya, what's going on? And we have to understand this, okay? And so we need to walk in forgiveness for a few things. And I'm getting revelation on this. Number one, when you finally release things, and you say you release them to God, what did God say? Cast your burdens onto me, and I will sustain you, and make sure you're not permitted to be moved. Okay? Come on now. When you cast that thing onto God, the vengeance of God kicks in, because God will always defend His babies. I know I'm His baby. And so I had to finally start on a journey of releasing things so that God can step in. Because I'm going to tell you, when that fire from God come on somebody, it's way better than anything I could do. Way better, okay? And so I want that fire. I want that fire. God, give that fire. Deal with them. And so that's just where I'm at with it. So I'm on a journey of releasing. There are a few people that I specifically am on a journey to release all of that bitterness and unforgiveness for. And I'm just I already am feeling so amazing about even the portion of release that I've already done. And so I know God is faithful. He is faithful, and I love Him. And regardless of all of the foolish mistakes that I did, because I said, God, I know you just sit here like, look at my child. Lord have mercy. What's wrong with her? But you know what? I'm glad that you never have ever turned your back on me. When Jesus said, I will never leave you or forsake you, I just have to shout the victory, because I know God, even though I have done some dumb stuff. And when I say dumb, I mean out there dumb. stuff, God is still on my side, still backing me up, still protecting me. Oh, Lord, when he said that he would surround you as with a shield of favor, when I'm telling you, I have so much favor and I have so much protection on me from God. He will not allow the enemy to destroy me. He said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. He said, 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but they will not come nigh you. And when I tell you that, those scriptures come to life for me every day, because there were plenty of traps that were set for me by the enemy. But guess what? None of them prospered. None. And they never will. And I glorify God. He is faithful. He is holy. He is righteous. And there is none like him. And I had to say that. I don't know why I just shifted over there, but I had to go there. Because he is an awesome guy. He's an awesome daddy. And he always takes care of me. And he makes sure that regardless of what foolish mayhem I do, he come on and pull me right back out. He like, okay, baby, it's time for you to come up out of this. It's time for you. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on back. Come on, baby. And so he does that to me all the time. And so one of my commitment and goals going into 2021 is that I stop doing so much stupid stuff and stop being so hard-headed. Okay, that's one of my commitments for 2021 is that you won't have to get me out of so much mess in the future. Okay, oh my gosh, but I really implore all of you guys that have not been committing to the health thing. I want some commitment. It's time for us all to come back. Okay, it's time. I am like super excited. One of the things that I've been doing, honestly, is growing my nails, and I've been growing my hair. And so I've been taking supplements. You guys have no idea how much hair is up under these curls, but it is amazing. When I press it, it's going down my back now, so I'm excited about that. My goal is to get it to go down my back curly. And so that's what I'm working on now. I am really growing this hair of mine out. And basically what I do is just let it be. You know, I comb it out, I oil it really good and condition it and just let it be. Okay. I'm working on my weight again, focusing on focus areas of my body, you know, just getting things under control. And I'm learning how to really get very strict in my eating. I don't think most people understand this, because people say all the time, I've heard people say all the time, that, oh, you can't be alkaline if you're bigger because that means you're not eating right. That is a lie from the pit of hell. You can be eating carbs all day long being alkaline. Okay? Let me tell you something. Carbs are carbs. And if you have a metabolism that likes to gain weight, eating carbs, whether they're alkaline or not, will pack on pounds. I have gained weight in the alkaline diet. And there are people with high metabolisms that can't gain weight. Okay? And it is what it is. I mean, all of us are different. Period. But I tell you what, the only true time that my weight drops is when I just eat straight raw fruits and vegetables. When I cut carbs completely out. You know, I know fruits and vegetables have carbs. I'm not talking about that type of carb. I'm talking about the carbs from breads and stuff. When I completely cut that stuff out is the only time I ever drop weight. And so I'm going back that route because I want to get to my goal weight. I'm exercising again. Today was my first time back exercising, like high exercising. And that was, Jesus, I had to come home and take a nap. I really did. Because I said, I ain't did this so long. I didn't let this COVID and all this foolishness get me lazy. And now it's time for me to get myself together. Okay? Because you know what? Under no circumstances was it ever acceptable for me to be sitting in a house and not working out every day. Period. And it's no excuse for you either. Too many people use this COVID and all of this isolation and all this stuff as an excuse to just sit and eat and not work out. It's not acceptable. We are hurting ourselves, and it's time for us to get it together. If you have not done so, you need to get a colon cleanse. Let's clean these colons out. I did colon cleansing a few days ago. I did it for 5 days, just cleaning out the colon. When I tell you, that was an interesting process. Woo, doggy. I haven't colon cleansed on that level in a while. And when I tell you I colon cleansed, I mean, it cleaned my whole digestive system. I think it was stuff coming out of me that has been there for a while, because those smells was PU. And I dropped a lot of mucus out of my digestive tract. So I did the thing. I am still expelling mucus from my sinus cavities. My lungs are still expelling mucus. And so I'm going to just go ahead and go into the mucus detox, since I'm already expelling it, right? And so basically what my diet has consisted of since I started back cleansing, my diet's really been consisting of raw foods. I typically eat a lot of just raw fruit and vegetables. I make sure I eat a lot of sprouted foods. Microgreens, different things like that. Just making sure I'm boosting my immune system. I got my sour sop on deck, okay? And so I've been drinking sour sop, blended up sour sop as well. Just trying to make sure I'm on that note. Sour sop, it has a sedative effect, just so you guys know. It makes you sleep. When I tell you I have been sleeping more than I ever have in my life over the past week. I have been sleeping. When I tell you, I mean, it got to a point where I can't even get up. I get up and be like, oh, I'm tired. Let me go lay back down. And so I had to dial back the sour sop a little bit. But my body is really cleansing itself. And of course, I'm going into the ginger phase. So I'm going to be doing ginger over the next few days. Ginger shots to just be like a locomotive. When I tell you you want to break up some mucus, go get one of the pure ginger shots. Do that and then drink some mullein tea. You will be coughing up phlegm for days. So this is the type of stuff that, I do in my little herb circle. But I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys for a minute. Just let you know I'm back. I am starting an initiative so we can start cleansing. So if you are going to start back with me, getting back focused, go ahead and get you a colon cleanse. There are some on the site that I think are a 10-day colon cleanse. So go ahead and just get that one. You don't have to get anything major. I mean, a 5-day colon cleanse. It's 10 capsules. You don't have to get anything major. Let's just start with the 5-day colon cleanse. Let's clean our colons out and let's start this process again. Okay? Don't forget to register for my YouTube channel, Reflections Healing, because we're about to get this done. God's will is for us to prosper and be in good health, even as our soul prospers. And so it is not glorifying God for us to be sick. It's not. And there should be differentiation between the children of the Most High God and people that are against Him. Okay? We are the ones that should be having the prosperity, the wealth, the health, the happy relationships, being productive. Okay? So it's our time. It is our time. So I want you guys to stop making excuses. Stop, telling yourselves that it's okay to be the way you are. It's not okay. It's not okay. You should always be trying to improve. Stop accepting mediocre stuff. Mediocrity is not for the children of the Most High God. Our God is not mediocre. Our God is more than enough. He is excellence. He is majesty. He's glory. He's honor. And His children should be just like Him, because He said, a seed by it. A tree by the fruit it bears. And you're not about to tell me that the Most High God, the God of abundance and more than enough, will bear fruit that is mediocre. It's not going to happen. We have to represent our daddy. Our daddy is amazing. He is all-knowing, ever-present, and He is more than enough. And He's made us to be more than conquerors through Him. So let's get it together and contact me. I had a post the other day about reversing sickness and disease, and I was overwhelmed. I was I didn't even know it was this many people, following me all this time, but I guess people just was waiting for me to get it back together. So I am going to be doing follow-ups with people tonight, not tomorrow, but Thursday. I will be doing follow-ups with people on Thursdays as well. If you and I have worked together, and I have a record of us working together, you're going to be getting contacted by me, because it's time for every last one of you. Every last one of you to get it together. And so we about to do this. I'm not playing with you. I'm going to contact you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to contact you. If me and you've worked together, I'm going to find out what you're doing and if you are on the level you should be at. Okay? And if you are not, I'm definitely going to get at you. Okay? So I just wanted to let you guys know that I am going to duck out. I will probably be back on here maybe Thursday. And I will be following up with you guys. Okay, so you guys stay tuned, okay? And contact me if you're ready to start your cleansing, okay? All right, talk to you soon. Remember, Jesus is Lord.